Okay guys, today's focus is going to be on topic 3-4. Topic 3-4 covers things about parallel and perpendicular lines. Parallel lines aren't new to us. Perpendicular lines are going to be new to us, so please focus on the vocab for today. That's going to be our main focus, and the goal today is that you can, based on a sentence, draw and prove different things about parallel and perpendicular lines. So number 1 says two lines in the same plane that never intersect. This vocab word is not new. This is parallel. Parallel lines never cross. They have the same slope. Number 2 says a line that crosses 2 points in the same plane at 2 different points. That is a transversal. A transversal line crosses 2 different lines and hits them at 2 points. The transversal, when we did Dance transversal, was the blue tape. Number 3 says what two lines do that cross at a point, they intersect. Okay. Number 4 says two lines that cross at a 90-degree angle. This is our new word of the day. It's perpendicular. Perpendicular means that it crosses at a right angle. Please spell it correctly because it is provided for you on the paper. Okay. The word perpendicular, we're going to use that funny symbol shown in number 5. It says the symbol, and it looks kind of like an upside down T, is used to show that lines are perpendicular. So if you drew that out, a lot of people, when they draw perpendicular lines, draw a big cross, and then they put the little corner showing that it's a right angle. For number 6, it says, if two lines are parallel to the same line, they are parallel to each other. So use the word parallel in that blank. Okay, it's kind of like if I was holding up 2 parallel lines, I can keep adding as many parallel lines as I want. There's infinitely many parallel lines to one line. Okay, for number 7, it says the symbol, and it looks like railroad tracks. It stands for parallel. Okay, the symbol that looks like railroad tracks is used to show that lines are parallel. Number 8 says parallel lines are lines that never intersect. So they never cross. That's the fancy thing about parallel lines. Okay, so far it's just been vocab. We're going to start doing some drawings though, so please pay attention here. This part I think is the trickier part. So draw the lines described below. Number 9 says draw lines A and B that are parallel and transversal C. So we've seen this a lot of times. With your parallel lines, I recommend drawing them so they look very nice and never look like they're going to cross. Okay, you can have A and B wherever you need to with this one. And then it's going to be cut by the transversal C. One thing we need to add to show those lines are parallel is please include the little symbols. That's what really makes A and B parallel. Okay? In the statement, it says that they need to be parallel. Please include the symbols that show they are parallel. Number 10 says draw a line D perpendicular to line E. So this is where you're going to draw a line straight across and then one straight up and down. I'm going to say D and E are labeled accordingly. Now they are not perpendicular until you add in that little corner. That corner proves that they cross at a right angle. So notice, in 9 I've added little triangles. Those show that A and B are parallel. In 10 I've added in a right angle so that it proves that it is perpendicular. For number 11 it says draw line F intersecting line G. This one is going to be very simple. We've seen this when we've worked with our vertical angles before. We just need them to cross at an intersection. Okay, so with this one, the word intersecting is these points that's crossing. This is the intersection point. Okay, so you have 3 drawings now. In your homework tonight, you will have to choose correct drawings based on the description. Now we got some weird ones with multiple choice. Number 12 says, what type of angle is formed by the intersection of 2 perpendicular lines? Okay, if you're struggling with the vocab word there, let's focus on a couple important ones. It says, perpendicular lines. So I'm going to look at 10 and draw something similar. What angle happens at the intersection of two perpendicular lines? That is 90 degrees. And we know a 90-degree angle is a right angle. So 12's answer is C. Looking at number 13, it says if lines A and B are perpendicular to line C, what word best describes how lines A and B are related to each other? Okay, overall, kind of tricky based on the words. So let's break it down. It says A and B are perpendicular to a specific line. So I'm going to draw line C first. So line C is going to be what we start everything out on. Then I'm going to draw my next lines, A and B. They are both going to cross line C at a right angle. So A and B are perpendicular to line C. Now if you notice, are they ever intersecting? No, so I'm going to automatically get rid of F. They are not perpendicular to each other or skew. If two lines are perpendicular to the same line, they are actually parallel lines. Okay, so in this picture I can add in the symbols for parallel to prove and show that A and B are actually going to be parallel lines. At this point we've just covered our vocab. We've looked over the difference between perpendicular and parallel. Okay, and there's also some special